Today we will start our topic testing fundamentals. So let's start. Our very first term is acceptance testing. So we will discuss what is acceptance testing. So as per definition, we can say that the motive of this testing is to check whether a system is satisfying the acceptance criteria or not. So what is the meaning of this? The meaning is that uh, before the development of a system, certain criteria or certain you can say predefined criteria may be there. So after the completion of the project, we will check whether all predefined criteria or all predefined requirements are meeting or not. Or in another way, we can also say that ultimately this system uh, will be accepted by user or this system will be used by user. So user must be able to know whether my requirement is being fulfilled or not, or whether I have to accept the system or not. Second, what we can say, ki who will conduct acceptance testing. So we can say end user and client, customer will conduct acceptance testing. Acceptance testing is the last phase of software testing. So we must know about all the phases of software testing, and with the help of diagram, we will see that how we are saying that acceptance testing is the last phase of software testing. So our first testing phase is unit testing. That means individual module is being developed, and after the completion of that particular module, there must be a test to check the working of that module. Next, when we will integrate our modules, then we have to check that after integration of modules, our integrated modules are working in defined manner or not. Next, there will be system testing to check the performance of overall system, and your last one be acceptance testing to check whether client has to accept or not a particular system. There may be certain usage of acceptance testing, but here we will discuss some important uses. So as in the definition of acceptance testing, we also said that we are going to do or conduct these tests to check whether we are getting our predefined requirement or not. So purpose is the same. We have to check whether we are getting predefined criteria, predefined function in our system or not. So motive is what? To find a defect which may be missed during any initial level or during functional testing phase. Second, to check how well product is developed. Next one, to check whether product is as per customer need or customer requirement or not. Next is alpha testing. So what is alpha testing? So we can say it is a testing which is performed to identify all the possible errors, possible bugs before the releasing of that particular product. Any when we are going to release a particular application, particular software, or particular product to end user or customer, then we have to perform this testing. Next, and a very important thing is that this testing is done by in-house software developer. That means internal developer of organization to find out the bugs in the system. This testing is done near the completion of software and before the beta testing. So in our next slide, we will also see what is beta testing. So when we will compare alpha and beta testing, then we can say, firstly, we will conduct alpha testing, and this alpha testing is done by internal software developer or in-house software developer. Then we will go for beta testing. So let's see where alpha and beta testing are. So we can say we started from unit testing, integration testing, system testing. Here, this is what in our previous diagram we have seen that we are saying this as a acceptance testing. So what we can say key alpha testing, and when we are talking about alpha testing and beta testing, then the role or the contribution of these testing is in acceptance testing, because we are putting here as alpha testing and beta testing in place of acceptance testing. Okay, here it is also mentioned user acceptance testing. Next, what is beta testing? So beta testing is conducted by the customers or end users at their sites. Or we can say it is conducted in real time environment. Second thing is what test developer is not present in this scenario. So another thing we can say means this is a open environment where user can use a particular product to find out the error works or to check the product is working properly or not. So this environment is not controlled by the developer. When customer or client uh, do such type of testing, that means beta testing, then feedback is collected from the user or customer. If there is any suggestion, there is any feedback from customer or from user to developer or to developing that particular organization from where the product has been developed, then that feedback is collected, or on the basis of that feedback further improvements and suggestions can take place. Next one is unit testing. So as it is clear from name, what is unit testing? So it is a very first level of testing. Okay, basic level of testing. It is a testing in which individual units, individual components, or individual module of a system is tested. Unit testing is done by the developer because developer is developing a particular module. Then after completion of that module, developer will check whether developed module is properly working or not. So what we can say, it may be something like a function, it may be a module, it may be a method, or it may be any object. Unit testing is a white box testing because developer is developing that particular module and able to know what is the internal structure of that particular module. Next, we will see advantages of unit testing. So first one is unit test help to fix bugs at early stage with save cost, because at very initial level developer is developing that particular application and also performing testing. So at initial level developer would be able to know whether this particular phase has been developed properly or in predefined according to predefined criteria or not. It will help the developer to understand the code. Developer would be able to see the code, to understand the code, or to understand the working of particular module. Good unit tests serve as a product documentation, we can say this. Next is integration testing. So integration testing is what, when we are combining our different modules, we are combining our different units, and we are performing testing. So it will be known as integration testing. So basically the main motive of integration testing is to find out the fault which may occur after the integration of different modules. And next, what we can say, the main motive of integration testing is to check the communication of data amongst different modules. So means is what key, suppose we are integrating 2, 3 or 4 modules, then all these modules may communicate with each other to, so motive is to check is there a proper communication, is there any error after integration of these modules or not. Sometimes we will also say integration testing as INT, that means integrate the modules and test the modules. Different terminologies may also use string testing and sometimes thread testing. There may be different approaches for integration testing. First one is top-down approach. Second one is bottom-up approach, and third one is sandwich approach, which is a combination of top-down and bottom-up approach. We will see all the approaches one by one. First one is bottom-up approach. We are moving from very basic level to higher level. As in diagram, you can see from very basic level modules to higher level module, we are moving in this approach. So little bit what we can say about bottom-up approach, that in bottom-up approach, or we can say bottom-up method of integration testing, the modules of lower level are tested first, then we will move to modules of higher level. So, and we will continue this process until we will reach at the top of the module, or we can say at the top level module. This is top down approach. Higher level modules are being tested first, then we are moving to lower level module. So what we can say about top down approach, we are moving from top to bottom, and higher level modules are tested first, then we are moving to lower level module. What means we are moving from higher level to lower level module. Next one is sandwich testing. So as we said initially, key sandwich testing is the combination of uh, bottom up and top down integration testing method. So in it we are combining both the method or bottom up and top down, because we are using these two methods, so that's why we can also say this is this method as a hybrid testing method, hybrid integration testing, because we are using different method of testing. It makes use of both stubs as well as drivers. So we must know what is stub and what is driver. So what we can say, the module which is under test is known as stub, and the module which is to be tested is known as driver. So this is all about the different types or different methods of integration testing. This is the diagram of sandwich testing. We can say we are using of both approaches, from top to down or bottom to top approach. Next one is validation testing. So what we are doing in validation testing, that we have completed unit testing, we have completed integration testing. Now we have to do validation testing. That means system is valid or not. And what is the meaning of valid? Means whatever I said at the very first phase or at earlier stage of the development of a system, I am getting that thing or not. Means कि जो decide किया गया था, whatever I have decided, I am getting that thing or not. To check that thing, we are doing validation testing. So this is all about testing. These are certain basic fundamentals of testing. In our next class, we will see a little bit more about testing. Thank you.